Hi everybody, this is Denise with purplepaperparadise.com, and today I'm going to show you how to cut a piece of patterned paper using your eCraft. Now, as you can see, this is a very lightweight piece of paper. It would not at all be classified as a cardstock paper. This would be similar to how you would maybe cut a piece of copy paper. And I don't know where this piece of paper came from. I've had this in my stash for a long time. But whenever I cut a pattern paper, I always use a cardstock stabilizer. So that's step one there. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to our mode screen. Since we're using the cardstock stabilizer, we can have our pressure setting at 0, which is what I have. And just like when we test cut the cardstock, we're also going to use this tree image. And I'm going to go ahead and load this paper into the machine. And I'm going to move my trolley all the way over to the lower left-hand corner. Now, because this is a pattern paper and not a cardstock, typically I have found that these papers can cut anywhere from a pressure of 4 to 6. So I'm going to go ahead and put my pressure down to 4. And we're going to go ahead and try and cut this out at a pressure of 4 with the cardstock stabilizer and see what we get here. Now it looks like it did cut through a little bit, but not everywhere. So you can see that we're close, but we're not quite there yet. It cut through on this side of the trunk, but not on this side, which for some reason that happens on this image. I'm not quite sure why. So since we didn't have any tearing, we know we don't need to decrease our pressure, but we need to increase it because we got some of it to cut through, but not the whole image. So we're going to go ahead and cut this again at a pressure of 4.5. Now, the grain of the paper, like we talked about yesterday with the cardstock, is not as important with pattern paper. I haven't really found a good way to, alleviate any problems, but as you can see, this is popping right out. So, on this particular pattern paper, I've got my pressure setting at 4.5 using the cardstock stabilizer, and that tree cut out perfectly. I find in general that these intricate shapes cut much cleaner and nicer using a pattern text baitwaste paper. So if you're having trouble, especially with this tree, because a lot of these little branches get caught up, if you're having trouble getting a good clean cut from something with this tree image or an intricate shape, try it with a lighter weight piece of paper using your cardstock stabilizer. And you shouldn't have any problem getting a nice clean cut out of it. So that is how I go about finding my pattern paper pressure settings. And I always use a cardstock stabilizer with this. And I always start at a pressure of 4 and then move up from there. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how I discovered cutting cereal board, chipboard, and some other specialty things, and how much fun that can be. So we'll talk about that in the next video. Thanks for watching.